The Scene projects are supported by the following: J. Rick Music on 41st Street in Sioux Falls, Dirty Dog Productions, serving artists in the Black Hills and beyond. The Courtyard by Marriott in Sioux Falls, where the scene stays. The Den at 909 West Avenue in Sioux Falls, home of the Songwriter Showcase. This program is supported in part by the Midwest Country Music Organization. We want to thank all of our members for their continued support, and we look forward to having you on the show. We would also like to thank our partners at Sunny Radio and SiouxFallsPodcast.com. Sunny Radio, FM 93.3 in Sioux Falls. Every episode of The Scene is brought to you by DBS Entertainment, connecting the Midwest through music. Well, hello and welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. Today's episode features co-host Genneca Houser interviewing founder and host of The Scene, Bubba Startz. Here's the interview.
All right.
Yeah. My, how the table has turned,
I know. Isn't this interesting?
This is fun.
Well, now it's your turn in the hot seat.
Yes, it is.
And so I get to be the cool presenter. Today we are here with the illustrious Bubba Startz from the phenomenal music group Startz and Endz. And you can catch him performing all over the place. But he's got more than just good music going on. He's involved in a whole scene. You should tell us about it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for putting me in this precarious situation. I enjoy it. So, yeah, we have a lot going on, don't we? Startz and Endz has had a heck of a summer playing music all over South Dakota. Got to tour out of state a little bit this year. And we created a podcast network. The Scene Projects is growing quickly. It's been a dream come true. We're connecting. We're growing a community every single day. And I'm just so thrilled to have something to share that all of my friends can be involved in, right? I've always had a band. I've always done that, but it's always limited, right? You have to be able to play an instrument or sing to be in a band. Well, to be part of this group now, you don't have to be able to do anything. Just bring your energy, and we'll find where you fit in.
Well, and it's cool because the way you have it set up is where it's not really based out of one specific area so much as you just can take this anywhere. It's
nodes, right? It's central hubs wherever we can land, and then having the smaller nodes where we can land and do some things. And we're just getting started growing this. So to see where we grow from here, obviously the Black Hills, where I grew up, my home, this is obviously a very special place to me and will be a home, but for right now, headquarters is, by all intents and purposes, Sioux Falls, and we're kind of growing from our major metro area and seeing where it goes from there.
Yeah, and I have no doubts that it's going to be growing pretty large because, as you said, there's a lot of stuff going on. And on top of hosting the podcast and going and doing all these performances, you also are the one responsible for all of your own merchandise and whatnot as well. And that includes branded water bottles all the way to making your own T-shirts. Definitely.
Well, it just became so expensive for us, as a band. You sell merch and that's how you make your money. Well, it's hard to make money selling $25 T-shirts that nobody wants to pay for, but you're paying $15, $16 for this T-shirt,
right?
So we had to find a way to cut those costs. We started using direct to film transfers, our own heat presses, and making our own stuff. Now we make shirts at home for less than $4. So that's one facet. The branded water bottles was just a really great idea, courtesy of our partners over at Team Pluto. We have a great partner in the Sioux Falls area, Dakota Splash, who they print custom labels for water bottles. We took that idea and said, well, yeah, our name looks good on there, but how nice would Big Dog Productions' name look on there? And would Big Dog be interested in paying for that? And not you specifically, but other places definitely would be, right? And it's something that grew very organically of just finding the best way to connect with people, right? People that you don't know. From Adam, what's the most deliverable thing that we can find? And a cold bottle of water on a hot day, it doesn't get any better.
Well, I feel like that falls under the category of guerrilla marketing, which, quite frankly, is my favorite type of marketing.
It's the only type I do.
Yeah. the unique and interesting ways to get yourself out there, to get other people out there and heard. And that was, you had that big sale going on for during the rally, but you have something going year round now. I saw,
and we're working. So deliverability is the big thing with us. We want to be in the places where music is happening. So the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls and our other smaller venues, the Den in Sioux Falls, the Custer Beacon out here in Custer, South Dakota. These places we hope are places where we'll have this water bottle deal and this name generation, this engine kind of driving year round in the music venues. And then obviously Sturgis Rally, large outdoor music festivals all summer long. That's really where we'll make the biggest noise. But definitely want it to be something that is pervasive year round.
Right. And that's a lot of work for just one person. I know it's you and your wife. You guys are kind of like the team behind it, yeah?
Totally a team, but the team's much bigger. The team now includes you, Genneca, and your husband, Eric, and your daughter, Shay, and a lot of other people that are behind the scenes, kind of doing their own thing, but what they're doing is serving the greater good. And that's kind of where we're at now, is we're looking for more people that want to serve that greater good. Come be involved with us. Come join in. Invest your time. If you have money, we have funds that could be used to empower other creators. And that's really what the scene is about. That's what I think both of us personally, that's what we're really about in this. And it is the essence of the scene projects, empowering creators and letting them loose on the world.
I actually think that's why it works so well, is because it seems like we have very similar goals as far as creating and building a network where people can feel comfortable to express themselves and to share what they've got and to be seen and be heard and to make it places. Yeah.
Well, and we kind of want to make our places the places to be.
Yeah.
Right? The places where we're working, we want to just, they're going to be cooler because we're hanging out there, because we're bringing our people and our energy to these places. They're going to be more popular. They're going to have more gravity to them. So let's just keep accentuating that. Let's go out and find the really cool places that we want to work right now. And let's not wait for that moment. Let's go find these places and let's start working on it.
Right.
I've got a 20-year career left in me, I think, at least, right? I'm 38 years old. I can do this for a long time.
Minimum of 20 years.
Exactly. So let's get to building now. So we really have something that sustains us. We're looking at, you're looking at, kids that are leaving the home and growing up, and you're sending them out. I have small kids still in grade school. I want this to be something that's there when my grade school age children are having children and those children are growing up, that they know what this is, that we are an authority on music in the Midwest, that we are your go-to as an artist for promotion and publicity. And for listeners, we are the place that you go to meet your next favorite artist. It's really that simple.
I think that's a beautiful sum up. And then, of course, and it all starts with the scene, right? Which, of course, you've been recently rebranded to the Scene Projects.
Yes. And it kind of has that double entendre, right? The Scene Projects or the Scene Projects.
Yeah, no, that's clever.
I have a new friend, my friend Jennifer Burns, who we've started raking, another member of the team, right? She works for Local IQ. That is, they own the Argus Leader. That's our local Sioux Falls paper, but they are all about the digital landscape, right? They know what they are. They're digital advertisers. So we had some really great talks about how we can start to use their services to really target to the people that we want to bring in at this point, right? Yes, we want listeners, but right now we need more team members, right?
Yes.
We need more of you to come in and to work with us to grow this thing. We need more content creators. We need, investors that want to help us grow this idea. Obviously, funding is an issue. We're both investing our life savings into building something that is nothing. Yeah, it's not even a savings. We're advancing, taking out advances on our lives to build this thing, but it's because the belief in it is so deep. You feel it. And while we were talking and interviewing you earlier for the show, a beautiful double rainbow right out the window, and we've talked about timing a lot today, and
divine providence.
I don't know much better timing and signs of your timing than that.
Right. Oh, yeah, no, I would agree. I think it's all working out just beautifully. And not just for the overall picture, but also for your music, too. It's really cool being able to see you get out and around and performing all these places. And so the scene gives you a way to really connect with a lot of other people, but your music gives you a way to connect with people, too.
Right, and it did, and I thank you for that. And you have both been there, and Shay behind the camera was a huge part of our summer and capturing some of these moments, right? I'm just flipping through my phone, and I'm like, man, you've had a really cool 3 months, and then you keep going and you're like, oh wow, you've had a really good year. Oh wow, you've had a really good 2 years. And yeah, we just want to keep building that, right? We want to be able to scroll through that phone and never see lowlights, right? That it's nothing but these beautiful people that we're forming relationships with and all the good times that we're having together. And I love the idea of a mixer, an artist mixer is something we've kicked around now. More community within the artist community. And by, not just kind of like, oh, hey, or maybe catching a show, but actually getting together, actually making a difference and seeing what comes of that. We've had for years a Facebook group called the Black Hills Musician Association. We've never made that like an official, brick and mortar kind of establishment, but maybe we should, right? Like maybe it is time to take that and give it a little bit more concrete name and something.
Right.
And we talked earlier about being an authority on music and kind of accepting our roles as such, right? We both have people that call us weekly for advice, probably, right? So, okay, we're going to start putting out all of our advice on this podcast. And now you need to start joining in as a listener, as a guest, as an everything, and start bringing your energy to this thing so we can do what you really want us to do. And I think that's the biggest thing, is that like secretly everyone is at home wanting us to do this, that are like, oh my God, someone needs to do this awesome podcast so that we can be a part of it, right? And it's just that we finally got around to doing it.
Right. Instead of waiting for someone else to create the opportunity, creating the opportunities for ourselves and for others. And that's a big reason why we put together Dirty Dog Productions and why it's so wonderful to see what you're doing with DBS Entertainment and The Scene. And a reminder to anyone listening that you can find it at The Scene Projects across the web. If you want to look it up, The Scene Projects or The Scene Projects. It's spelled the same.
No, and we love it. And make sure that you're checking out dirtydog.com. A lot of the more video and the more kind of blog and reading style stuff is going to be featured over on your stuff. And I think eventually our websites are going to probably look very similar, where we'll both have similar homes, but you're going to be able to find this information everywhere. And that's kind of what we hope is that everyone does that everyone has a tag and a link and of our rundown of the week or whatever on all of their websites. And we're all growing this much larger community. And
to make the information accessible. It doesn't need to come from just one spot.
Exactly.
We want it to be everywhere.
Yeah. Pervasive is a term I use a lot. We want to be pervasive. We want to be everywhere and seeping into every single thing. That's why the water works great as a marketing tool for us, because elementally the water is exactly what we want to be. We want to be everywhere. We want to be able to seep into every single crack and whittle our way in there. And
have that fluidity to fill whatever role necessary.
Exactly. It's got a lot of meaning to us, doesn't it? God, this is fun, isn't it? Just having conversations. Fun. I love it. I love getting behind the microphone and just kind of letting it rip like this, and having the conversations is what has made all of this possible, right? This is growing out of us just talking about it. We're literally pulling our lives out of thin air, and I just couldn't be more tickled to get to do it with such a cool team and to have a team, right? We talk about it a lot, that we've toiled, and you have your husband and you guys are a team together, but and I have my wife Danielle, and we're talking, and you feel like you're toiling in obscurity and nobody sees you. And I feel like when we met this year that we both were like, I see you.
Yes.
I see what you're doing. And oh my God, I've been doing all of that same stuff. And I would really love to help you. And I think that relationship and our want to just help each other is already seeping out, right? That's already spreading to everyone. And yeah, I think the mission that we have, because it's so clear, it's making it easy to achieve. Right.
A good collaboration of the brain juices.
Yeah. Well, you need
beautiful.
That.
Yes, absolutely.
You need it, because otherwise you're just in there talking to yourself all the time. And I think we both do that enough.
Maybe. More than I'd probably like to admit. Well, so if anyone else wants to collaborate with their brain juices as well, where would you like them to find you at specifically?
Good. Well, go to listen.to/The Scene Projects. You'll be able to find us on Spotify and YouTube, everything. That's kind of our link tree. You'll also be able to find the Patreon page, which is where we're kind of gathering our founders. We're gathering these people that are first. It's a free sign up, but when you give us our email, we don't take it lightly, right? That's a direct one-to-one contact for us to you. So we're working off some really special things to bring to our Patreon community. There is a paid side as well to that because we wanted it set up from the get-go. If you want to contribute to what we're doing, we sure love you for it. We're working on the bonus content that pushes to that side. So we're not selling it per se, but golly, if you want to contribute to what we're doing, we're not going to tell you no.
Any amount, appreciate it.
But please come and join us for free. Gosh, we just got so many live events going on. The songwriter showcases are going to be going on multiple cities, on various nights. Then we're going to be broadcasting all of these things on the podcast. Make sure that you're coming out if you're in the Sioux Falls area or close. August 30th, DBS Entertainment and the Scene projects are having our ribbon cutting ceremony as official members of the Sioux Falls, the Greater Sioux Falls Area Chamber of Commerce, which is a big step for us. It's kind of coming out from the underground, and it's saying, no, this is who we are. And we think that we're just as viable a business as any grocery store or gas station or dispensary or any other business that's out there. And we're here to serve our community and to be a part of that community. And I hope that people, through more of our outreach stuff, realize that about us, that we're really about our community first and foremost. And just, we're ready to get to work. We're ready to just do every single day, to just do stuff, to stop talking about it and to just get out there and do it.
Absolutely. Well, I have no doubt that we're going to be talking so much more, and everyone's going to be very happy with the cool things that we've got coming in the next few months, the next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So
it's going to be the best.
Excited to give everyone a teaser since there's no specifics. Not really.
No, but
we're still
lots
figuring
of good
those
stuff
out too.
Coming soon.
So it's going to be wonderful.
Make sure you're following us on everything, guys.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make sure, if you haven't already, take a look at Startz and Endz, DBS Entertainment, and The Scene. Check out the Patreon and hit up that link for the link tree.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you for listening. Join the Scene Projects on all your social media channels and find us on Spotify. 3 episodes releasing weekly and more content on our Patreon channel. Patreon.com/The Scene Projects.